And let's see what we have. So, Nine of Cups, the wish cards coming up is your underlying energy. Now, we do move into Pisces at the end of the month, and that's a sister water sign to you. So I'm just getting the sense that this might be related to what happens at the end of the month. But, you know, I usually do mid-monthly updates, so we'll see more then, I guess. But for now, the Nine of Cups is talking about your heart's desire. For some of you, some of you lucky ones, you will receive your heart's desire in this month. But the Nine of Cups, I mean, the main kind of message with this is having more than you need. Like, you have more excess. It's having everything that your heart desires. But for me, this isn't your true heart's desire, because that's the 10, right? That's the completion. That's the results of what we get when we truly discover what we want. But this is some wish that you've had, could be coming true in February. Now, for those of you, you know, that's not going to be for everyone. For some of you, you will now know what your wish is. You will now know what your heart desires. And that sounds kind of obvious, because, you know, we might say that, well, don't we always know what our heart desires? No. I know a lot of people that I've spoken to that, you know, their biggest problem when it comes to manifesting anything is that they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. And it feels like you get what you want. Now, for some of you, that's going to be recognition. That's going to be recognition. Now, at first I did think, well, it can play out anyway, right? So the energies, we can use them to whatever advantage, you know, however we want them. So for those of you that want to use these energies for a work situation, it feels like that is going to be there. But it can also be for a relationship, because we do have the Lovers coming up here. Although, you know, we can love our jobs, we can have a passion for what it is that we do. So the Six of Wands coming up at the heart of your reading, it's recognition for the work that you've put in. Now, wands are manifestation energy for me, and the Nine of Cups is about manifestation too. So the Six of Wands here, it's saying, like, you know, you're being recognized for the work that you want. Now, that's where your focus is. So maybe that's what you're going for this month. This is about recognition too, the Three of Pentacles. So if this is a work situation for you, it feels like, you know, you've been putting in the hours, you've been putting in the work. And it may not even be just recently. It could be for years you've been doing this and there's been no recognition. It feels like that's happening in February. Now, if it isn't that, you could have been putting work into your love life, into manifesting, into a relationship. It really depends on how you use the energy that comes up. It's a general reading, so it's kind of impossible to give every kind of every single way that this energy can play out. But that's coming up at the heart. That's kind of like a, oh gosh, sorry. That's a profound energy to have there. Six of Wands is someone who's come back. He's always the, let me hold it up again. He's the returning hero. If you look at him, and he has this victory wreath there, and everyone's out to support him and to cheer him on and to say, you know, well done, job well done. And that kind of feels like what you're going to be facing, or, you know, what you want, your focus is on this month. And that's because you've been waiting for this. You have the Three of Wands coming up. There's no surprises here, and that's, trust me, Aquarius and Pisces both got the Tower in their futures. So, you know, there are surprises for some people coming in next month. But for you guys, this is what you've been expecting. This is what you've been working for. The Three of Wands is all about our ship, waiting for our ships to come in. But whatever is on those ships is no surprise to us. It's no surprise. We know what it is. And, you know, something that you've wanted, you've wished for this, you've put in the work for this, you want to be recognized for the work that you've been putting into this. And the Three of Wands says, you've been waiting a while. When this is coming up in as a past energy, telling me that you have been waiting for this, and you know what's coming in. You may have almost given up. Like when the Three of Wands comes up, it's when we don't always wait patiently, right? We don't really have like Temperance or Seven of Pentacles here. But this is like something that you know what this is. So for those of you that this message resonates with, and I'll be honest, a lot of the messages that have been coming through this time, they seem very specific. They seem very kind of focused on a certain group of people. So it may well be that there's just a few of you that this message resonates with, and it's not for the majority of people. But if this resonates with you, then you know what it is. You've been expecting this for a while. You've been waiting for this for a while. And like I said, wands are manifestation energy. These can be creative projects. These can be the passions that we have. But it's all to do with a wish. That's kind of the telling energy here. It's all to do with your wish, with your heart's desire, what it is that you've been wanting. Something that you've been expecting for a while, and it's now finally coming in. And in the present, that kind of says it too. We have the Three of Pentacles here. And the Three of Pentacles, it's again, now this can be working with people, planning for the future with other people. It's a very practical card. Pentacles are always to do with our security, our stability, our support, the very tangible representations of those things. So it's not the idea of a job, it's not the idea of a relationship, it's the actual tangible, practical day-to-day work that we're putting into this. If you have a look here, like there's this guy and he's working on the stained glass windows, whatever he's putting up there, he's working away at it. And usually there's two guys, but in this card, there's only one. He comes along and it's like he's telling him, we can imagine looking at the plans that, you know, well, that needs to be a little to the left or that needs to be like that. So, you know, it's compromise. They're both having to, it's not just about the action. This guy's all about the action. He's doing the work. This guy's about, you know, the advice and giving, saying like, you know, compromising and saying, well, maybe we should do it this way. So they both have to compromise with each other. And he's obviously noticed what this guy's doing. So this can be, again, talking about, this ties in very well with this card, that, you know, there has been this sense of your work, or there will be, it's in the present, right? That, you know, you are being recognized for the work that you do. You are being recognized for whatever it is. And there's an opportunity here to plan for the future with someone else. But it's the compromise card for me. It is that compromise card for me. I'll say this, it sits underneath the wish card, underneath the Nine of Cups. So I kind of get the sense for some of you that, you know, it's this wish coming in, but there may have to be a little tweaking of that. You know, you get your wish, but it may be in a slightly different way, but it's definitely something stable. It's something that, you know, you can build on. You can build on if you're willing to compromise, to figure things out with someone else. This is also one of the community cards for me. I mean, Three of Cups is, but so is the Three of Pentacles, because it does involve working with other people. It's practical steps that we take. Pentacles are always about the energy that we can see, feel and touch. Those very real, tangible things in our life. Where does this lead? Well, we have the Queen of Swords coming up in the future. Now, the Queen of Swords may be an air sign, which would be Aquarius, Gemini or Libra. So some of you may be dealing with that, someone with those kinds of placements in their charts. But this could also be you. This could be now you have this knowledge. The Queen of Swords, she's very knowledgeable. She's very much about being authentically who she is. She knows her truth. She's been through so much. And she sits above this Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is also about someone who's been, like, he's that returning hero. What's he been and done? Has he fought a war? Has he been on some diplomatic mission? What has he gone and done that he has this parade for him? Because he's done something. And the Queen of Swords says that too. She's been through so much, but she's turned all of that experience into knowledge. And she's very much, she knows who she is. She's very much in her own truth. Now, there's an extra kind of energy that I'm kind of picking up on here. It's almost like, yes, you were expecting something and it feels like it comes in. It feels like it comes in. And then you have here, this is planning and going into the future, but it feels like it's changed you. It feels like it's changed you in some very profound way. Very profound way. Like, I'm kind of getting here that, you know, this person who put in the work and is being recognized, there's a new level of truth that comes out in you. And that might sound strange, but that's what's kind of coming up. A new level of truth that comes up. It's that thing of, you know, be careful what you wish for, because that's the Nine of Cups says that. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And yeah, it's great that you get your wish, but that's us human beings. We get everything that we wish for. How long do we stay satisfied? And there's not dissatisfaction here. In fact, it feels like a new truth comes out of that, a deeper truth, because that's what the Queen of Swords is all about. And she's going to be like, you won't want false praise, that this has to be real. You want something real. It feels like it makes you understand your own truth even more. And you know I'm all about truth and free will. So now we have 3 threes that have come up in this. But okay, so why are you like this? Why are you the Queen of Swords? And I don't feel that this is to do with what happens here. I feel like these clarifiers are explaining what's led to you becoming the Queen of Swords. So what's led to you becoming the Queen of Swords, what you've been putting work in, is there's been some betrayal. Something awful happened with the Ten of Swords. And that's what I mean about the Queen of Swords. She has gone through everything. She's sometimes called the divorce queen. She's sometimes called the widow. You know, she's been through it all. And out of that, yes, it may have been difficult, you know, of course it's been difficult, but she now knows. She has no problem making any choices or decisions. She knows her mind, she knows who she is, and she knows what she wants to hear as well. And this is because you've gone through this. The Ten of Swords, it's a betrayal. If you have a look at this, usually it's just some guy lying in the dead in the dirt with 10 swords in his back. Here we actually see the person who's done the betraying. So, you know, we have that something really awful happened, and it kind of feels like you've come out the other end of this. Now, Five of Swords, what was that? More swords energy, conflict. This could have been someone very ruthless, very selfish that you had to deal with. And, you know, that's what's kind of led to you being the Queen of Swords. And you had to overcome a whole load of heartache. So those of you, I know why these 3 cards have come up here. For those of you that have, you're looking at this and you're thinking, I don't feel this. You know, you start off February, feel it. You might still be in this energy of this, like getting over a heartache, getting over pain. You know, I don't like to say this if you've been watching my videos for a while. But yeah, with 3 threes, there may have been a third party situation for some of you. That's not a prediction. This is a clarifier for the past. And the third party does not have to be someone that your partner cheated on you with, or it doesn't have to be. Some of you it's going to be, of course. But this can be, you know, a third party in a relationship, a third party at work. Like, you know, you thought you were going to get that promotion, but you didn't. You didn't get it. And there's a message here for some of you that, you know, oh God, I hate that glare. But yeah, that some of you were passed over for promotion in the past, or, you know, there was some opportunity that you wanted, some job that you wanted, and you just were not given it. You know, there was that betrayal there. You were probably promised it, said you were going to get it, and it didn't come through. That's different now. It's made you into a different person, a more decisive person. Now, if you were waiting on someone else, you were waiting on news from someone else, you were waiting for recognition from someone else, and there's a strange flip that's happened here with the energies. Now it's not anyone else's choice, it's your choice. It's your decision. And you're going to make this choice not from an emotional place, but it's going to be from a logical place. And it's kind of strange because you have the Lovers coming up here. Lovers coming up as the advice. And the Lovers, this can indicate a relationship. So for some of you, you know, you have the support of a relationship. There's if this is that, I get this is an old relationship, and that you're able to go clear-headed into a new relationship because you've overcome this energy. Finally overcome this. You're now clear-headed about this and you're ready to move forward into this. But this is also a card of choices. It asks, you know, what do you love? You get that head or heart kind of energy here in this card, but you also have it in your reading. What is your heart desire? What is your truth? Queen of Swords is very logical and able to put aside her emotions. She detaches from her emotions and decides what she wants. I get the sense this is whatever. I'm just going to say this again. It was something that you thought that you wanted, you get. But it leads to some new truth. And there's a choice, but it's your choice this time. You're not waiting on anyone else. Now you get to call the shots. Queen of Swords and the Lovers combination. This is you being asked to call the shots. You being asked to make a decision. You don't have to wait. And I think you had that sense that you had to wait. Or, you know, you had to wait for someone to notice you. You had to wait for someone to send you some information. You had to wait for someone to come and make plans with you. But the Queen of Swords doesn't need to do that. Now you get to make that choice. Right, let's see what else we have coming up. Okay, we have religious factors. All right, so religious factors. Oh gosh, why is it doing that? It says, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. This is my card this is my card from the Romance Angels that reminds me very much of the Hierophant energy. Religious factors, it doesn't have to just be about religion, but it's about those things that, you know, our beliefs, what we're taught. And sometimes they're not even our stories, they're what we're taught by other people. So this can be your family telling you that, you know, you have to get married to someone within your culture. This can be, you know, your religious beliefs or the church that you belong to, whatever, saying that you mustn't have like, you must get married to someone who's from the same religion as you, or society deeming that you can't have a long distance relationship, you can't have an online relationship, you can't have an age difference relationship. This is one of those as well. But it's about understanding, you know, what parts of your beliefs are serving you and which parts are not. Why does it keep doing this? There you go. All right, let's see what we have coming up from the Whispers of Love. Again, especially connected with the religious factors card. This is saying, like, you know, sometimes this can be age difference, like I said, or, you know, same-sex relationships, anything that you can be judged by society, loved ones, friends, family, whoever, that they would apparently be able to judge us, but they can't. They can't. And sometimes it's us. We judge ourselves. We're like, oh no, I can't do that. There's an expansion of this. There's a new truth, like I said, that's going to come out. And I think, especially in a love relationship, you have the lovers here. Demonstrate love. So act on that. You know, what is it that you love? There's a kind of waiting energy here. There's a recognition here. But wands are also about action. What action are you going to take? Sorry, I just hit the mic there. I hope that wasn't too loud. The Three of Pentacles is about what action are you going to take as well. It's not just enough to plan it, but it's that tangible, practical representation of what you're planning. And it's like there's a lot of preparation that's gone into this energy, to you finding your truth now. Higher power. And there is an angel here in the Lovers card, you know, that's blessing this union. And that's what higher power is. It says there is a higher power involved in this. It's that kind of fate energy. Fate's involved in this somehow. This is going to seem, I'm going to say this, it might seem like a miracle to some of you with the Nine of Cups coming up there. But I think what's going to surprise you is your reaction to that miracle. It's your reaction to getting what you want. And you have changed. You're not the same person anymore. Our wishes change, our dreams change. And I hope I'm not like downplaying, because this is a fabulous reading. It's a fabulous reading. And it kind of feels like this, your heart's desire, it's deserved. There's no other way to say it, because you have the Six of Wands. You've done it. You've put in the effort. You're being recognized for stuff that you have done. You can take pride in what it is that you've done. There is that. And look at all this. Like, you know, you've gone through this. You've got all of these things, and they're like some of, you know, the very difficult energies that have come up here. But that's what's made you the Queen of Swords. Now, the other thing that I can say is that, you know, maybe you interact with someone who has gone through this, that you meet someone who's gone through all of this, and the truth is always revealed when the Queen of Swords shows up. Because, you know, she can cut people out sometimes. She can decide what she wants to do. And I do get that sense, especially with higher power coming up and religious factors. Some of you are going to realize what your heart's desire is, and it's going to be this sense of, I don't care, I've got my heart's desire. Whoever is behind me, look at this. This is like waiting for something, waiting. This is planning with other people. Whoever's with me, great. If you support me, fabulous. If you don't, I'm going to do it anyway. It's my truth. Especially with demonstrate love as well. I'm just getting that strong sense, and I hope I'm conveying it correctly, that, you know, that you're going to go for what you love because it's in line with your truth, with this truth. There may have been a sense of having to compromise. There may have been a sense of, I don't know if I should do that. But some of you are going to realize that what you wanted has been there all along. It's been there all along. But you kind of were telling yourself, not telling yourself, but that story that we get told. We can't do this. We can't have this. You know, that kind of energy. Overcome all that. Even if there was like a third party situation, and in whatever sense, if, you know, there was infidelity in a relationship, if you were passed over for, if you were, you know, told an untruth at work and the job was given to someone else, or any of that kind of energy. It feels like now you're in your truth and you don't have a problem swinging that sword. Right, let's see what we have for our Cancers. It says, dearest you, sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times you might find yourself overgiving. Now might be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give to you, even if you are more comfortable being generous and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. And you guys are healers. That's what Cancer energy is. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude, without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing an agenda of equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people, maybe you. You do not need a this for that in your exchange with others. You are doing good in the world. Let the world give back and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced you have to do everything alone with no help. Let your well be filled. we all love you so much. And that kind of makes sense here. First of all, you got this higher power. I don't know if you can see it, it's very dark. Yeah, higher power. And this, you know, there is a divine element here. You are a spark of the divine. And, you know, if you're being given, what's the point of manifesting, right? What's the point of wishing for stuff and manifesting if when we get it, we're, you know, our only response should be thank you. Thank you. You know, just take it for the gift that it is that comes in for us. And this card, yes, it's about, you know, recognition for the work that you've done. I hope I'm not blocking the mic. Recognition for the work that we've done, but it also talks about having pride. You can have pride in what you've done. You've done fabulously. This is success. This is victory. This is enjoy it. Bask in the glory. If people are giving you attention now, people are telling you, Cancer, you're amazing. Like, you know, well done for doing this. Just enjoy it. And, you know, there is a thing here with the Queen of Swords, is that you're going to be, I think it's going to clarify things for you so much. I think you're going to see who your friends are, who support you, what is real, what is, you know, what is the reality here. You've got a new truth. That's what's coming in here, a new truth. And it's beautiful and it's amazing. And you get to it by following your heart, because that's what the Lovers is to me. It's the Lovers. It's about love. It's, yes, it's a head or heart decision, but who's going to pick what they think they should do over what their heart's telling them to do? I mean, even with the Three of Swords that came up in the past, you've overcome some pain here. And the Three Swords in this heart, this is, I'm getting this strong sense for some of you, and you have to let me know if who this message resonates with, that you've been told, because these are the stories that we pick up, you know, the things that trigger us, that they might not even be our stories. They're the stories that, you know, our parents' relationship taught us, or relationships that we've had, or how we've been treated in the past jobs that we've had, what someone said to us at school. It's all of those kinds of things. And it's those stories. And whenever the Three of Swords shows up, it's telling us we can remove those. It's a chance to heal that once and for all, so we're not triggered by it. And there is something huge that you've overcome. That's what I'm getting here, especially with this religious factors card, because this says the same thing. You know, it feels like there's been some restriction here, some restriction, and it's done nothing but make you unhappy. And you finally got to that place where you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I have nothing to be ashamed of. This is something that I truly want. This is, why did I go through everything? And what have I not been through that I haven't survived, that I can't survive this as well? So yeah, you'll have to let me know how this plays out for each of you, whether it's love, work, you know, family or friendships or whatever it is. But yeah, you have to let me know, Cancer.